Good morning. Today's Saturday. We're at the northern section of Salt Point State Park. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. We're in the Sea Lion Cove here at Salt Point. We are currently in Fisk Mill Cove on the California Coastal Trail in Salt Point State Park. Fisk Mill Cove. There was a lumber mill here some years ago. They had a display that gave a brief history of this location, but it was eroded, rusted. So I figure, since the map says Fisk Mill Cove, it was probably a lumber mill that was here, where they would cut timber and then ship it down to San Francisco. Fisk Mill Cove was named after the Gold Rush settlers, John and Andrew Fisk. The two originally came from Vermont and wanted to set up a steam-powered sawmill in Napa Valley. A few years later, he decided to move his operation to the Sonoma coast, perhaps because there were more trees to be cut. Eventually, small towns sprung up right above the cove. It soon became a popular harbor for shipping wood to San Francisco. On top of the bluff, you can still find the old mooring rings and the capstan where they used to lower the wood into the ships. Small schooners were well suited to loading at dock-hole ports and tight locations due to their maneuverability in shallow draft. This two-masted schooner is loading cordwood from a wire chute at Fisherman's Bay near Stewart's Point. Wire chutes, which also resemble a lot like zip lines, would carry people and supplies to waiting vessels. This is one of Fort Ross's lumber chutes linked to its operations to oceanic transport. They would carry boards and wood, tan bark post and railroad ties out of the Redwood Coast to cities all around the world. All right, so we're at the Salt Point Visiting Center, and there is water. You go to the left of the building right here, and right there you have a water spigot. Water spigot is So, Salt Point Visiting Center. Yeah, water. Salt Point Visiting Center is right by the day use area. Thank you for the drinking water report. Yeah, the hikers will be glad to. We'll be really happy to hear that. Osprey, guys. Here in California. Osprey. Hear that? Osprey. Whew. After leaving the Salt Point State Park and the Ocean Cove grocery store, there's a campground just outside. It's called Stillwater Cove Park. They have a hike and bike here. It's $5 a night. They have electrical outlets if you need to charge up here at Stillwater Cove Campground. There's an electrical outlet right here at the dish cleaning. There's showers. You're not going to find any electrical outlets or any services except for the store that's coming up here at Fort Ross. There is a grocery store that's a little bit bigger in size than the Ocean Cove store that we were just at. Fort Ross Market is about 2.6 miles after leaving Stillwater Cove hike and bike. You'll find an assortment of foods there, everything that a hiker needs, from cheese, even top ramen, cereal. There's a seating area where hikers can go and charge up their devices, sit at a table and have breakfast. There's also a deli there at the Fort Ross Market. Hiker friendly, highly recommended. A much better place to stop and refill and rest up and charge up.
Света, я найду тебя! Мы еще увидимся! Я найду тебя! Я найду тебя!
During the year of 1740, numerous Russian companies sponsored hunting and trading voyages to the Aleutian Islands and maintained the Alaska beginnings. The Russian-American Company was formed, the undisputed master of Russian and commercial activities and settlements in the North Americas in 1799. Ivan Alexandrovich Koskov, assistant to the company's manager, was sent on exploratory missions to the south, possible settlement sites in California beginning in 1808. In 1811, he located a promising cove and point north of Bodega Bay on the Sonoma coast. The life and the establishing of the colonies at Fort Ross. The newcomers built redwood structures and a wooden stockade with 2 cannon fortified blockhouses on the northwest and southeast corners. A well in the center of the fort provided water. The interior contained the manager's 2-story house, the clerk's quarters, artisans' workshops, and the Russian officials' barracks. In the mid-1820s, a chapel was built. Outside the stockade to the northwest, lower-ranking employees and people of mixed ancestry gradually established a village. By the year of 1820, the marine mammal population was completely depleted from overhunting by the Americans, the Spanish, and the Russians. The Russian-American Company subsequently introduced hunting moratoriums on seals and otters, establishing the first marine mammal conservation laws in the Pacific. To this very day, the California sea otter is still under protection through conservation and preservation areas along the coastlands of California. You can find these conservation areas by going on the internet or YouTube or through state parks, but they're there. And guess what? Those cute little creatures, they're still there too. The California sea otter. They have water there at the visiting center, and restrooms here at Fort Ross State Historic Park. There we go. So here at the Jenner store, they have a seating area here where you can relax, have a bite to eat, and there's also an outlet for charging up your smartphone and whatnot. Everything's here: beer, liquor, tobacco, hiker type food, ramen, and all that stuff here at the Jenner store. Hikers also have access to the post office here in the small community of Jenner, right here. I don't know what the hours of operation are. I'm going to find out real quick to see what time they open for those who want to mail resupplies. Hours are from 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday. It doesn't say what the closing hours are.
At 2 o'clock, last transaction, 1:30.
Okay, thank you. So parcel pickup is between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Last transaction is at 1:30 p.m. Saturday parcel pickup is at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can mail supplies, and you can also mail fuel supplies as long as you send it ground shipment only to Jenner. I have not been able to find any canister fuel nor heat fuel for cat stove or alcohol stove types of fuel yet. Oh, I forgot to mention, here at the Jenner Visiting Center, there is a water spigot right here. So I don't know what the water situation is between here and Bodega Bay, but I would bottle up and advise from this location, unless you plan on hiking all the way to Bodega Bay, at least 4 liters and a Gatorade, which would allow you to do a dry camp in between Bodega Bay and Jenner. All right, so this is the hiker biker camp for Bodega Bay Sand Dunes State Park, and they moved it. Where it used to be was down in the sand dunes, but they moved it up here higher to higher ground. And that family right there is from the Netherlands. They're bicycling from Seattle down to. Are you guys going to San Diego?
No, we go to San Luis Obispo.
And you're getting out at San Luis Obispo?
Yeah, by train back to San Francisco. Yeah.
We're at the Diekman's store here in Bodega Bay. Let's go and check this out. Once you go in through the front door of Diekman's, you'll find produce. Straight ahead of you, you'll find canister peel. Now they have the large canisters, and if you look, they have the Coleman small canisters here. They have everything here. They have a deli. They have bake items. They have all types of hiker food. As you're heading out of Bodega Bay, there's an MTA bus stop right here, and that bus stop will take you into Santa Rosa if you need to get a ride back into a big city to pick up supplies or maybe to find transportation. In front of the Tides Fish Market and gift shop is the MTA bus stop.
Why do people want to pay money to be scared? I don't know. It's a strange phenomenon. Audiences are really strange. They love to dip their toe into this cold water of fear.
Alfred Hitchcock, an English filmmaker widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in the history of cinema. In a career spanning 6 decades, he directed over 50 feature films, many of which are widely watched and studied today in film school. Known as the master of suspense, he became as well known as any of his actors thanks to his many interviews. The Alfred Hitchcock film, The Birds, was inspired by true events of a mass bird attack in the Monterey Bay town of Capitola, California on August 18th, 1961, where Capitola residents awoke to scenes that seemed straight out of a horror movie. Hordes of seabirds were bombing their homes, crashing into cars. Alfred Hitchcock heard of the event and used it as research material for this film, which was then in progress. The real cause of the birds' behavior was toxic algae, but that was not known back in the 1960s. I'm in the town of Bodega, California here. The movie set of the Alfred Hitchcock classic, The Birds. Just going to go through here to show you what's available for hikers on the California Coastal Trail. There's a post office here, the Bodega post office, zip code 94922 for those who are sending general delivery. The town of Bodega has a store. It's called the Bodega Country Store here with all the food. They have a full deli here. Colleen's coffee shop is right here next to the gallery, Artisan Co-op. I don't know if you recognize it. That was one of the places that they were doing filming for the movie The Birds. They're chasing after me.
This is Alfred Hitchcock speaking. In the past, I have given you many kinds of suspense pictures, but this time I would like you to see a different one. The difference lies in the fact that this is a true story, every word of it.
So what do you think of the video now? Now being on the California Coastal Trail? You think it's your trail, don't you? You do, don't you? You think this is your trail? No, it is mine. Mine, you cannot have it. No, you got to come and take it. You think you got something there? Yeah. Oh, all these miles of traveling in the wonder of the world. The California Coastal Trail. The California Coastal Trail. Come and get it if you can. There is some traffic. Probably a lot better on the weekend. Road walking. You win some and you lose some. That's okay. Here we go.